Orhan leaned back in the pilot's seat of the Vanguard, his eyes scanning the endless starfield. The Kepler system stretched out before him, a canvas of nebulae bleeding violet into darkness, distant suns scattering light across the icy rings of gas giants. Suddenly, the comms crackled to life. A signal, unknown, its origin, Kepler 442b. This was different. It wasn't a distress call or a declaration of war. It pulsed with energy, arranged in patterns that almost spoke. It felt like a heartbeat. Lieutenant Mira's voice cut through the silence. "Captain Orhan, it's broadcasting on a frequency we can barely decode. The AI says it's calling you." Orhan frowned. Calling him? After years of service, he'd never encountered anything so personal. It felt like destiny. He made the decision in an instant. They were going to Kepler 442b. The planet hung in the void like a sapphire jewel. Its oceans shimmered with green light, and its floating cities were connected by radiant bridges of pure crystal. 3 moons orbited slowly, casting prismatic streaks across the skies. As Orhan stepped out of the shuttle, his boots clicked on crystal tiles that pulsed with the planet's own energy. The inhabitants, the Ilari, moved with an effortless grace. Their skin glowed faintly, their veins traced in luminescent patterns that shifted with their emotions. A figure appeared at the palace entrance. Silver hair cascaded like moonlight, her eyes reflecting the stars. She was Elira. She didn't speak aloud, but her voice echoed in his mind. "You are far from home, soldier, yet I sense destiny." The telepathic resonance startled him. This was no ordinary mission. Orhan quickly learned the ways of the Ilari. They were a peaceful people who revered harmony with cosmic currents. Conflict was a poison to them, and soldiers were an anomaly. Yet, the more time he spent with Elira, the more he was drawn to her calm power, her laughter echoing like wind chimes through the crystal corridors. She was heir to the throne, destined for a political marriage to maintain balance. But she was choosing him. They would walk along the crystal bridges beneath the triple moons, sharing stories of war and survival, of dreams and philosophy. His human pragmatism clashed with her serene wisdom, but that tension bloomed into intimacy. One night, Elira leaned her head against his shoulder. "Do you know how dangerous this is?" she asked. "Every good thing is," Orhan whispered back. The first attack came in the crystal gardens. A cloaked figure lunged from the shadows, a plasma dagger humming as it sliced toward Elira. Orhan's training took over. He shoved her aside and disarmed the assassin in a blur of motion. The attacker hissed. "You were never meant to be here." Orhan knew then. Someone in the palace feared their union, and the attacks wouldn't stop. The second attempt was more subtle. A poisoned chalice at a royal banquet. Orhan spotted the faint shimmer of energy in the wine and neutralized it just in time. With every threat they faced, their bond grew stronger, the danger making their connection almost tangible. While investigating the palace conspiracies, Orhan's sensors screamed an alert, an incoming pirate fleet. Their ships were coated in reflective alloys, their weapons primed to harvest the planet's life source, the luminar crystals. Orhan took command, organizing the planet's defenses. He used the gravitational pull of the 3 moons to shift asteroids into weapons, turning the battlefield into a deadly cosmic ballet. But the pirate flagship broke through their lines. Orhan boarded it personally. Hand-to-hand combat erupted in a storm of sparking plasma and energy. The pirate captain was a formidable foe, but with Orhan's hardened discipline and Elira's tactical guidance from orbit, the battle was won. The pirate fleet was crushed, and the planet's crystals were safe. But his heroism didn't convince everyone. Elira's mother, Queen Lyral, remained wary. Humans, she argued, couldn't be trusted with the Alary's future. She demanded proof of Orhan's loyalty, wisdom, and understanding of their cosmic ways. Then came the final twist. Orhan discovered that a high-ranking palace advisor, the one secretly orchestrating the assassination attempts, was allied with the pirates. He sought to overthrow the queen and seize the luminar crystals for himself. During a high council meeting, Orhan exposed the traitor. Elira's telepathic testimony sealed the betrayer's fate. Finally, the queen bowed her head in acceptance. "You have earned your place," she declared. The wedding was held beneath all 3 moons. Crystal spires reflected the light, casting rainbows across the palace grounds. Orhan wore ceremonial armor, and Elira wore a robe that shimmered with the very energy of her people. They spoke their vows in mind and in word, and the planet itself seemed to rejoice. Auroras danced in the sky, the oceans glowed, and the luminar crystals pulsed in perfect harmony. Months later, Elira revealed she was pregnant. Orhan, once a solitary soldier drifting through the void, had become a husband, a father, and a guardian. Years passed. Orhan defended Kepler 442b from new threats, navigated political intrigue, and explored cosmic anomalies. He balanced his love for Elira with his duty to the planet, training a new generation of protectors. The assassins never returned. The pirates were a distant memory, and the queen now respected him not just for his courage, but for his heart. He had learned the ultimate truth. The greatest battles are not fought with weapons. They are fought with love, loyalty, and courage, the very forces that hold worlds together. And he would wield them as fiercely as any sword. He stood on the palace balcony, the triple moons casting silver shadows across the crystal city of Alether. He had spent decades in the cold expanse of space, trained for war and survival, yet here he had found peace. Elira joined him, a soft warmth in her gaze. "Do you ever wonder," she asked quietly, "what would have happened if you hadn't come?" He took her hand, feeling the faint glow of her life energy. "I try not to," he admitted. "But I can't imagine a universe where I didn't." He looked at her, at the gentle curve of her stomach where their child grew. "You've changed me," he said. "I came here as a soldier. You taught me what it means to protect something, to truly care. You taught me how to love." She smiled, leaning her head on his shoulder. "You are worthy, Orhan. You've earned this, not through power, but through your choices." In that moment, he understood. The pain, the danger, the uncertainty, it had all been a forge, shaping him into a guardian worthy of Elira and their future together. The city below hummed with life, a symphony of survival, unity, and hope. He saw new ships patrolling the skies, and Ailari children laughing in the crystal gardens. He had become more than a soldier. He was a protector, a husband, a father, a bridge between 2 worlds. Heroism wasn't measured by battles won, but by the love one cultivated and the lives one nurtured. As dawn began to paint the sky, he whispered a vow. "I will protect this world. I will protect you. And I will ensure our child knows a universe worth living in." For the first time, Orhan felt complete. Not because the fighting was over, but because he had finally found what was worth fighting for. And in the brilliance of the triple moons, he was finally irrevocably home. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more adventures from across the galaxy. See you next time.